Don't be bothered by the things you can't change. Instead, focus on how to make your life better. What we do is more important than what we say or what we say we believe. It was the living who ignored the strange and wonderful because life was too full of the boring and mundane. The end may justify the means as long as there is something that justifies the end. The essence of life does not consist in the lushness of your possessions, but in the richness of your heart. What I have achieved by industry and practice, anyone else with tolerable natural gift and ability can also achieve. Life is best lived one day at a time when enriched with reflection and human connection on a deeper level. It's okay to not be okay. It's also okay to ask for help when you need it. We have to lie to ourselves to live. Otherwise, we'd go crazy. Life is going to give you just what you put in it. Put your whole heart in everything you do and pray, then you can wait. You were put on this earth to achieve your greatest self, to live out your purpose, and to do it courageously. Over time, hidden truths morph in the dark soil of deceit into something much worse. The whole secret of a successful life is to find out what is one's destiny to do, and then do it. It isn't what you have, or who you are, or where you are, or what you are doing that makes you happy or unhappy. It is what you think about it. Untuk seswada yang paling quing inkan malebahai apa pun. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. Most of what matters in our lives takes place in our absence. I have always thought that all philosophical debates are ultimately between the partisans of structure and the partisans of go. But understanding will always require some effort. You probably wouldn't admire a friend who was good at everything if it cost her no effort. The worst thing you can do if you miss or need someone is let them know it. A painter should begin every canvas with a wash of black, because all things in nature are dark except where exposed by the light. He must be very ignorant, for he answers every question he is asked. It takes guts and humility to admit mistakes. Admitting we're wrong is courage, not weakness. It is an acceptance of being uncomfortable that drives change. Sometimes things happen to people and they're not equipped to deal with them. There may be times when we are powerless to prevent injustice, but there must never be a time when we fail to protest. I don't know who I am right now, but I know who I'm not, and I like that. Wisdom is knowing I am nothing. Love is knowing I am everything. In between the two, my life moves. Dreams don't work unless you take action. The surest way to make your dreams come true is to live them. That's the thing about life. A lot of the time, it isn't easy at all. We just have to try to make the best of it. Your highest thoughts sometimes arise in your lowest moments. Success usually comes to those who are too busy looking for it. Imagine no limitations. Decide what's right and desirable before you decide what's possible. Be the kind of person who dares to face life's challenges and overcome them rather than dodging them. We swallowed the chaos because we knew we didn't want to be ordinary. Anyone who fights for the future lives in it today. Be you, do you, and don't change for nobody but you. The language of light can only be decoded by the heart. Forgiveness doesn't have to be when they are sorry, but when you show compassion to those who don't deserve it. The progression of time is inevitable, nor can we control it, but we can control what we do within the time available to us. Try it before you doubt it, because it might just be for you. Tongues and trees, books and running brooks, sermons and stones, and good in everything. No matter what you do, someone always knew you would. To shine your brightest light is to be who you truly are. My happiness is not the means to any end. It is the end. It is its own goal. It is its own purpose. The windows of my soul I throw wide open to the sun. I have never met a man so ignorant that I couldn't learn something from him. The purpose of literature is to turn blood into ink. If you would be a real seeker after truth, it is necessary that at least once in your life you doubt, as far as possible, all things. I scream for everything that has gone wrong. I scream for everything broken in our lives. Everything is hard, but your dreams are not impossible. If you have seen it with your mind's eye, it is indeed quite achievable. It's enough for me to be sure that you and I exist at this moment. The simple step of a courageous individual is not to take part in the lie. One word of truth outweighs the world. Owning land is like owning the ocean or the air. No one owns land. In my opinion, our healthcare system has failed when a doctor fails to treat an illness that is treatable. Whether we like it or not, the one justification for the existence of all religions is death. They need death as much as we need bread to eat. Feel free to argue with the man with a gun. Only make sure there are no bullets in it. Don't be too timid and squeamish about your actions. All life is an experiment. The more experiments you make, the better. The truth is incontrovertible. Malice may attack it, ignorance may deride it, but in the end, there it is. It used to be about trying to do something. Now it's about trying to be someone. There is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. Happiness often sneaks in through a door you didn't know you left open. I have made a ceaseless effort not to ridicule, not to bewail, not to scorn human actions, but to understand them. When the world throws rocks at you, turn them into diamonds. Know that true change is demonstrated only by your actions around everyone, not just certain people. Create your best life with your consciously chosen thoughts, words, and actions. What cannot be said above all must not be silenced but written. Life is pain. Anyone who says otherwise is selling something. Every challenge, every adversity contains within it the seeds of opportunity and growth. People who fit don't seek. The seekers are those that don't fit. All great things must first wear terrifying and monstrous masks in order to inscribe themselves on the hearts of humanity. I have never known any distress that an hour's reading did not relieve. Life is a magical journey, so travel endlessly to unfold its profound and heart-touching beauty. The terrible thing about the quest for truth is that you find it. Life is what happens to us while we are making other plans. Our most significant opportunities will be found in times of greatest difficulty. We often think of failure as a negative experience, but it can teach us so much if we are open to learning from it. You have to lift a person up before you can really put them in their place. Sometimes you have to take 2 steps back to take 10 forward. Pessimistic tidak lebih daripada sikap tak bermendahului nasib. Wanting to be someone else is a waste of who you are. There were many terrible things in my life, and most of them never happened. What a large volume of adventures may be grasped within the span of his little life by him who interests his heart in everything. It is life, I think, to watch the water. A man can learn so many things. Heaven wheels above you, displaying to you her eternal glories, and still your eyes are on the ground. The wise are not wise because they make no mistakes. They are wise because they correct their mistakes as soon as they recognize them. The goal of life is to make your heartbeat match the beat of the universe, to match your nature with nature. To leave, after all, was not the same as being left. The tears of the world are a constant quantity. For each one who begins to weep somewhere else, another stops. The same is true of the laugh. She will always wear her crown, regardless of the hate. A star is not honored for its size, but for its light. Adversity discourages losers. Adversity inspires winners. There is beauty everywhere. Even in the dark, there is light, and that is the rarest kind of all. It is not that I am mad, it is only that my head is different from yours. There is nothing more frightful than ignorance in action. Great things are not done by impulse, but by a series of small things brought together. Life without dreams is like a bird with a broken wing. It can't fly. The longing for paradise is man's longing not to be man. There's only one day at a time here, then it's tonight, and then tomorrow will be today again. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated.